Welcome to the Marley Bird channel. In this video, you will learn how to do the long double crochet linen stitch. The linen stitch is a wonderful stitch to learn because it has great texture. You can do a lot of versatile things with it, with color, and it's just fun to make. It goes rather quickly, and you get to have a little bit of fun dropping down and doing stitches in a row below that you probably haven't ever done before. So let's take a look at the swatch and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to pull the swatch into right here, and you can see here that I've done a 2-color swatch, and these long they're not posts, but these long stitches that morph into the row below in the opposite color below. Those are the long double crochets I'm mentioning. And when we create those long double crochets in the row below the one we're working on, you get this really cool look. As I feel across this, you can see that, or you can feel that there's a lot of texture and just goodness to it. It just looks really great. I carried up the yarn along the side here so that I didn't have to cut every row. I'm going to show you how to do that as well in this video. If you were deciding to make this into a scarf or whatever it may be, you could cut the yarn every row and then weave in the ends, or go ahead and carry up, but then finish off with a big border to tuck in those floats. That's what those are called, or floats. So there's ways to do this particular stitch and make it look good, whether you're cutting the yarn or carrying up. What's really fantastic about this stitch, if you can see what I just did, it's reversible. So either side looks really great. So there's not really a right side or a wrong side. So let's get some worsted weight yarn and your hook and get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this swatch out of the way, and I'm going to grab my 6mm hook and my worsted weight yarn. I'm going to begin by placing a slip knot onto my hook. And in the instructions, which you can find on the link provided right there on your screen, you can see that we're supposed to chain a multiple of 2 chains, so an even number. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right? Now, it says we want to do a 4th double crochet, or I'm sorry, we're going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from hook. So I'm going to yarn over my hook, skip 1, 2, 3, and do a 4th or a double crochet right here in the 4th one. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Now, it also tells me that my first 3 skip chains are going to count as a stitch. So knowing that this first V behind my hook here is the top of my double crochet I just completed, I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to put it into the chain stitch behind that V. So it's the 3rd chain that we had just skipped. That's going to let me know that that's the end of my row when I come back to this side of the row. I've done that, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to skip a chain and I'm going to do a double crochet in the next chain. This is what's really similar to just the basic linen stitch video that you can find here where I did single crochets. This one we're just using double crochets. So I've chained 1, I'm skipping a chain, I'm doing a double into the next chain. Chaining 1, skipping a chain, doing a double into the next chain. So this is the end of my row. You would do this for however long you made your particular beginning chain, all right? So now we're going to move on to row 2. In row 2, all we need to do is chain 2 stitches. And it says that that's going to count as our first half double crochet. I'm going to mark that here in just a second. We're going to turn. And the reason I'm not marking it yet is I don't want the stitch marker to be in the way as I'm showing you this part, okay? So I will mark it, I promise. I'm going to yarn over my hook, and the instructions say they want me to do a long double crochet into the chain 1 stitch we skipped in the row below. So not this chain 1, but into this chain 1. So I'm going to come all the way down here. I'm going to go into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop just like we did before, and then come up and complete my double crochet, just like any other regular double crochet. Can you see how that's completed? Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark my half double crochet, which is my 2nd chain of my turning chain, so that you guys know where that last stitch is. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip this double crochet, and again, not working into this chain one, I'm going to go down into the skip chain one from the row below and do a long double crochet. Long double crochet just means that we are going into a different row than the previous row we just worked on, and we're creating this double crochet, and so it looks elongated, but it's still the basic forms of a double crochet. We're still going to do the yarn over to begin with, and we're going to go into the stitch that we need to go into, or this particular case, the chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, so we still end with 3 loops on hook. Yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. We finish off with the chain 1. We skip this chain, and we're going to finish with a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and we will put a half double crochet right into that turning chain, the stitch we have marked. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and draw through 3. Okay? Now, for the pattern that I did, I decided to change colors every 2 rows. This is where you have to make a decision. You need to decide whether you're going to finish off every 2 rows and, cut your yarn and rejoin yarn, or if you're going to change colors within the turning chain. And there's a whole video technique based on that here on the Marley Bird channel, but I'm going to show you how to do that right here. By doing that, you're able to leave your old color live, it's still hanging out on your work, and you'll have a new color that you're working along. So that way you can carry up the yarn from every 2 rows, and that's going to give you those floats. So if I bring my swatch back in here, these are the floats. Those are the 2-row floats that I carried up instead of cutting my yarn each time. So if I do that, all that means is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to undo this half double crochet I completed, and we're going to do it again. Only this time we're going to finish off the half double with our new color. So I'm going to yarn over my hook, go into the stitch just like before, yarn over my hook and pull up a loop so I get 3 loops on hook. But now I want to grab my contrasting color I'm going to use. I'm going to use white this time. If I hold the working yarn and the tail of the white together, and now I yarn over my hook with my new yarn and pull that through, what you can see is the white does not show through in the post of my pink, but it is now the color of the loop that's on my hook, so it's ready to go for the next row, and I don't have a color bleed. Also, I have not had to cut my yarn here for the pink, and so I'm able to carry it up when I need it again. So it's going to be really convenient. All right, so we have that. Now that we know how to change colors and we've done the first 2 rows in our first color, let's go ahead and start row 3. Okay, row 3. To begin with row 3, it says with right side facing, join contrasting color with half double crochet in the first half double crochet. Because we're going to carry up our yarn, we don't need to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 2 stitches and have that represent my half double crochet. So by doing that, I know that this is going to be the last stitch I work into, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it with my marker, just like I normally do, and then I'm going to turn. Now I know that this half double crochet represents this stitch or this half double crochet right there, okay? Now I want to do a long double crochet in the skip stitch from the row below, just like we did before. So I yarn over my hook, I come down, and right here, this is the one I want to work into. Okay, it's the double crochet. I'm yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, chain 1, and I'm going to do a long double crochet again. This time, again, just like we just did, I'm not working into any chains, I'm working into the double crochet that I had skipped. So I'm coming all the way down, going into the double crochet, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, chain 1, yarn over, come down to the double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, chain 1, and I'm down here to the end, so I'm going to finish with my half double crochet. I'm not changing colors, so I do it just like I normally would. do my half double crochet, and I'm going to chain 2 and turn. And when I do that, I'm now on row 4, so to speak. It's actually just repeating row 2. I've marked my half double crochet. I yarn over, I come down to my double crochet from the row below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. You see how that works? So I'm doing the same thing every row. I happen to be changing colors, which looks really cool because every time I drop down into the row below, my new color is going into my old color. I'm never working my new color into my new color. So see, I'm going back down, I'm going into the pink, I'm pulling up a loop, and I'm, finishing off with the white. And here I'm at the end again, and this is what I mean about being able to carry up the yarn. If I yarn over, I'm going to do my half double crochet in my marked stitch there, yarn over, pull up a loop. This time, instead of yarning over to pull through with my white, I'm going to drop my white, I'm going to come back here and pick up my pink and pull it up, yarn over with my pink and pull through those remaining stitches. Biggest thing to remember is do not pull this pink so hard that it makes this stitch pucker. You want to make sure that it has a little bit of slack to it, and then you would carry on. So we would chain 2, and we know once again that that's going to be a half double crochet. So I'd mark that stitch, turn, and I'd begin again with my long double crochet. And once again, you can see I'm not working into the same color. This long double crochet is worked into my previous contrasting color, so it's working into the white. You see that? Chain 1, long double crochet, chain 1, finish with a half double. Pretty cool, right? This isn't hard. You can do this. Half double, chain 2, because right now we're just repeating 2 rows, right? Not very difficult. I can move up my marker. Sometimes I forget, and then I get mad at myself for forgetting because then I get messed up. Do a long double down here. Once again, I'm working into my contrasting color. I'm never working into the same color as what's on my hook, which is what gives me kind of like those tooth marks, like the look of teeth. It looks really cool, I think. Right? So here, going down here, and pull through if I wanted to complete with my pink. Now, on the very last row you're going to do to complete this stitch, we have to do something. So we're going to do that right now, okay? So I've gone ahead, I'm going to pull through, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn in my same color. I'm not changing colors. And I'm going to single crochet in my first stitch. I'm going to long double crochet in the stitch on the row below. This is where I'm working into the same color. Can you see that? It's the only time I'm working into the same color. I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. So instead of chaining 1 and skipping, I'm doing a single crochet. And that's what's going to finish this off for me. And so I'm working down, I do a single crochet, I work down. Once again, this is the only time you're going to work into the same color. Do a single crochet, and then I finish with my half double. Maybe if I can get it in there. Finish off by doing a chain 1. Cutting my yarn, leaving 4 to 6 inches always. At this point, I can go ahead and I can cut my contrasting color as well. Get it out of the way. And if I set this down, you can see now, if I continued on, I would have just carried this white up, and it would have just, I had my floats just up along the side. But you can see how the white feeds down into the pink, and it just looks really cool. I love this stitch. I think it's really fun. Okay, now you know how to do the long double crochet linen stitch. This is a perfect stitch for boys and girls, men and women, accessories that are reversible, afghans, anything you want. This is a great stitch. It would be fun to even add this as a border to a very plain Jane blanket, so it would be fun to do. I would love to see what you do with this stitch pattern, and I would like to know what you think, so please make sure you leave a comment so we can have a little bit of interaction back and forth. I hope that you will hit subscribe so that you're up to date whenever there's a new video released, and you can come back here and join me and learn some more crochet stitches. Thanks guys, bye-bye.